so I try to bring it down so at least we can cover some of the points. My first question is, I'm not sure if you can hear a word I'm saying. You can hear? You can at the back? Depends on, see, one of the things is you have a sound system, so I don't know what it sounds like sitting here, what it sounds like there. If I'm speaking without a mic, I know. You're sure, is it clear enough? You sure? Is it clear enough? Okay. So I think everybody in this room, maybe not everyone, but most of the devotees in this room are aware that today is called Nityananda Trayodasi. It's on the screen. We have to turn the lights out in the room, please. Turn the lights out in the room. As many as you can. That's better. It makes it a little bit easier to see. It's not quite tuned. I don't know if there's a tuning form for the projector or not. It's a little bit hazy. Maybe that's just the we call it the quality of the slide. I don't know, but it should be 100% since it's just a letter type. Turn off all the lights you can. You're putting them back on again. Turn all the lights off. You can. Just keep on the minimum. You don't need lights. This is a PowerPoint presentation. The main thing is the PowerPoint, not me. It's Lord Nityananda's day. We're here just to hopefully not get in the way between him and you. He's here today for all of our benefits so we can try to take shelter at his lotus feet. Is there a door that could be closed to reduce the sound, or is that impossible? Pardon? Yeah, I know, but maybe the door's open. It shouldn't be that loud. It's going to be very difficult if that perseveres. The appearance day of Lord Nityananda. So without any ado, we'll move on. And we can chant them together because of time restraints. All together. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. The famous verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Unknown to the world around us, no one knows. Practically nobody has heard of Panchatattva. Only the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, huh? No one else has heard of Panchatattva. Even the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan, only if they've come in contact with devotees of Lord Chaitanya's mission. Devotees in Dwarka, devotees in Ram Bhaktas. No one's heard of Panchatattva. Only the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. They're so merciful. Practically impossible to attain pure devotional service in this age, which means it's practically impossible to enter into the spiritual kingdom. But they've appeared, Lord Chaitanya and his associates have appeared in this world to make the impossible possible, practically. So merciful. You have to read Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is from the first chapter, but if you read the 7th chapter of the Adi Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, you'll get a little bit more of an understanding of their significance and who are the Panchatattva. Well, we know name-wise, we know who they are, but to really enter into their, you could say, their association and the meaning of their appearance in this world is another thing. Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas, who, Krishnadas Kaviraj, Prabhupada has translated him. I offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is non-different from his features as a devotee, devotional incarnation, devotional manifestation, pure devotee, and devotional energy. Lord Chaitanya is the devotee incarnation, is Lord Advaita, devotional manifestation, Lord Baladev, pure devotee, Srivas Thakur, and Gadadhar Pandit is the devotional energies. So So these are all appearing. Everything's there. The entire, you could say, what's the word? Of all the spiritual necessities, everything is there. Another verse we can chant together. What a beautiful painting. It's unfortunately, obviously the resolution, probably it's pretty high, this resolution. It's not coming out particularly clear on there. Hopefully you can see it. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda You may have to reduce. Can you do that on the screen? On your, is there some control factor that this is a wider slide than your screen allows? Can it be, the overall picture be reduced in size on the screen somehow, or how does this work? Is anyone expert on, this is not PowerPoint, by the way, this is Keynote. Anyone super expert on projector work? It may be on, well, that's just, no, it's not, that's not going to work. You've got, the whole thing would have to be reduced, not just the height, but the width. Everything reduced in size if possible. Because a part of it is cut off at the end there, I can see. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and the moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Goda to dissipate the darkness. The darkness has come now. Here they are. They're back again to dissipate it. It's a little bit better, isn't it? A bit better, somehow or another. I don't know if that's actually because the screen is shorter, or I don't know. Anyway, you can read it. They have arisen simultaneously together on the horizon of Goda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. Beautiful. These are just some prayers, when we get the good fortune to hear about any spiritual subject matter, it's always recommended that we start off with some appropriate approach, respectful prayers, meaningful prayers, objective prayers, prayers for benediction, and so on and so forth, so that we're a little bit more appreciative, a little bit more in the mood, a little bit more deserving of the mercy that's to come. We just read in the translation of one of the songs, Nitai Gunamani, just now, how Lord Nityananda has opened up the floodgates of love of Godhead, which were previously closed. Very hard in this age of Kali. Any age it's hard, but particularly in Kali Yuga, it's usually the most difficult age of all. But he's made this age of Kali has become, we were hearing the other day on Advaitacharya's appearance day, how Advaitacharya was saying how glorious this age of Kali is. Most glorious age, because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Trishe Namaha. He's the most magnanimous form of Godhead. He's giving everyone, everything, not just everyone, every living entity this opportunity. Freely distributing love of God. And his main limb is Lord Nityananda. He's like the main trunk, you could say, of this tree of devotional service. And we'll hear about that later on. And he opened up the gate to let that floodgates of love of God enter in, so that everyone can drown in Krishna Prem. Who wants to drown in Krishna Prem? I think some hands have gone up. Some people like to drown in liquor. You can drown in liquor. There is a planet with an ocean of liquor. Some people maybe want to drown in other things. But pretty much everyone in this world is drowning in the illusion, the material illusion, drowning in Maya, absorbed come day and night, fruitlessly endeavoring to enjoy themselves in this world, and thus drowning in an ocean of sorrow, an ocean of suffering. The Lord Nityananda he is the most merciful, so here we see. I offer my respect. Oh, do we? Yeah, do it. And every now and again, someone comes in to try to turn the lights on for some transcendental reason, I'm sure. But unfortunately, we can't adjust the camera. It should be on the screen, isn't it? They can't see anything out there. This is the benefit of coming to the temple, isn't it? I think the cameras, I don't know, is it on there also? I don't know how it works. Probably with great difficulty. Unless you have two cameras, one here, one there. Krishna has one everywhere, but we're limited. Lord Nityananda's mercy is everywhere. He's bestowing benediction upon all. And how do they do that? Or how does he do it? Here we go, all together. Punak punak piyaya haya mahamata nache kande hasegaya yaiche madamata. The Sri Panchatattva themselves danced again and again, and thus made it easier to drink nectarian love of Godhead. They made it easier. It's difficult, but they made it even easier. In other words, Lord Chaitanya has presented it, it's kind of easy, but they made it even easier by dancing again and again. They don't think like that sometimes, but their dancing is just... They said when they put their hands up like this, the heavenly planets are all enlightened in Krishna consciousness. When they pound their feet on the ground, the hellish planets are benefited. Any Sankirtan party, actually, when they glance around like this, everyone around them is sprayed with prema. They danced, cried, laughed, and chanted like madmen. And in this way, they distributed love of Godhead. Pretty easy, huh? Just dance, chant. We're already mad, so we just have to add dancing and chanting to it. And love of Godhead, of course. And there they are. I had other photos, pictures, we got many pictures of them dancing ecstatically, but this, any form is blissful, Panchatattva. Vande Nantad Bhutaishvaryam Shri Nityananda Mishvaram Yasye Chaya Tat Swarupa Magyena Pi Nirupyate. Chaitanya Charitamrita, right at the beginning of the 5th chapter, which deals with Lord Nityananda, the Tattva. We don't have time to go into that. We did it the other day. Very long chapter and very, very deep, philosophically deep. Let me offer my obeisances to Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. You're going to get the will of Lord Nityananda. How can you get the will of Lord Nityananda? When we say the will, we could say the blessings or the permit, whatever. How can we get it? What are you going to do? Go around chanting Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda? That's nice. But that's not what Lord Chaitanya said we should do, is it? What did Lord Chaitanya say we should do? Chant Hare Krishna. Okay, that's a good one. That was easy, well done. By the mercy of Lord Nityananda. What's another way we can connect with Lord Nityananda? Let's find out in a minute. Okay, we'll move on. Next one. Sangsarara parahai bhaktir sagare yedu bibe se bajuka nitai chandere. Those who wish to cross the ocean of material existence and drown in the ocean of devotional service should worship Lord Nityananda. And this is the pranam given in the Pancharatra Pradeep at least. Nityananda maham nomi sarvananda karang param harinama padang devam avaduta shiromanim. I bow down to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is the awarder of the highest joy of all, the bestower of the holy name, and the crest jewel of all Paramahamsa mendicants. He's the bestower of the holy name. We've been singing songs this afternoon. Nadia Godume, Nityananda Mahajan, Boro Sukha Kabra Gai, and so some different songs. Our Lord Nityananda has opened up this marketplace of the holy name, and He's calling everyone. But there's a price to enter into that marketplace. Not to enter in, anyone can enter in, but there's a price to receive. He's like a broker. He's distributing various goods. The goods are love of Godhead, manifest through the pure chanting of the holy name. And He's distributing it wholesale, but there is a price for it. Although it says it's sometimes freely distributed, there is nonetheless a price to receive it. He's giving it free, but there's a price on our side to receive it. What is that price? Shadavanjan he, Shadavanjan he. Faith. Oh, men of faith. Oh, women of faith. Yes. Our faith, depending on our genuine faith, not just some, let's say, conditional faith, shallow faith, but the more we have complete faith. In another beautiful song of Lochan Das Thakur, he sings this, doesn't he? Did we sing that one too? I think we did, didn't we? Yes, we did. How does it go? I can't remember. But he sings there that just by this process of dancing and chanting, one will achieve the supreme perfection of Krishna Prema. Have no doubt about it. It's a fact. But there has to be a quality involved. And that quality grows simultaneously, say, with the growth of our faith. Yeah? Our devotion, our love, our attraction, our faith. But it's based on this faith in following the line of Lord Chaitanya, the line of Nityananda. We are really in the line of Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda Maharaj. The line of disciplic succession, following the instructions, coming down. That is the mercy of Lord Nityananda. It's how we connect through this line. We embrace the instructions which we receive, and we make them our life and soul. This is the worshipping of Lord Nityananda. This is taking shelter of His lotus feet. And the more we have faith, faith isn't just some theoretical, sentiment. It's a complete dedication to, complete surrender. And there's Lord Nityananda. Blissful form of eternal bliss, huh? Nitya Ananda. Eternal bliss. Which is what everyone's hankering after. Nityananda, and His lotus feet. We take shelter of His lotus feet. Nitai Pada Kamal, Koti Chandra Shushitala. That means, and you can't probably read it, at least maybe you can, I don't know. The lotus feet of Lord Nityananda are cooling like 1,000,000 moons. We may not realize it. If you've been inside of fire long enough, you kind of get used to it after a while. It becomes the norm. If you're born in a lump of stool, you'll think that's normal. And there's worms that live in stool. They think that's completely normal to live there. They don't know anything else, and they're attached to that stool. And there are living entities in fire, so the scientists say. And that's where they live, that's all they know. And we're in this material world, and some living entities are living in the Arctic Circle, some in the Antarctic. They think that's normal, in the ocean. It is for them. They've got a body which is adapted to that climate. They get used to that. So Maya gives us these bodies, but in reality, these are unnatural. And we may think, oh, the human body is good. Please, yeah, you're welcome to come forward. I see that some more devotees are coming in. And there's no absolute sexual discrimination here, but there's a rough idea as far as I can see. The men seem to have taken possession of the right side of the room here. Primarily the gentlemen are on the right, as I look at it, and primarily the ladies are on the left. So you can probably have to move around a little bit, make more way, I don't know, but somehow or another. Try to squeeze in. Yeah, so when you say, for instance, you're feeling extremely hot, you're boiling hot, it's beyond normal, then you want to be cooled down. The full moon is cooling, actually, at night time. It's cooling. So more cooling than millions of moons. Can you imagine? What is it cooling? It's cooling. There's another, Samsara Dava Nalalita Loka. this blazing fire of material existence. Davanala. This blazing fire, this material is like a blazing fire. We don't realize it. A fire of material existence. We're being burned, in a sense, over and over again in various ways. And driven by our lust, which is all devouring sinful enemy, which blazes like fire. Never stops. Lust. Lord Nityananda's mercy can extinguish not just the fire, but the very cause of the fire reoccurring, if we take shelter. So let's take shelter. Let's sing a song all together. I need a button presser. One young, efficient. You have to have eyes. Come here. Come. Bipin, come here. You can do some bipping now. You have to bip this every time we need to bip it, okay? Well, I'm going to need that, aren't I? Where are you going? That's with me. I'll take my microphone away. You're not going to be singing. Maybe. You okay?
Yeah.
Good boy. So I'll kind of put my thumb up like that when it's time to press that one there, okay? So this is a beautiful song by Narottam Das Thakur, isn't it? Beautiful song about Lord Nityananda. Someone on harmonium, please? Rasika or Ed? There he is. Ed's really good on the harmonium. He's ahead. And on Madanga, any very good Madanga player? Oh, he's disappeared. Nitai Padakamala Koti Chandrara Shushitala Nitai Padakamala Koti Chandra Shushitala Jai Chayai Jagata Jurai Jai Chayai Jagata Jurai Eno Nitai Pine Krishna Paitena Eno Gitai Pine Radha Krishna Paitena Tira Kori Naronitai back. Say twice at once. The lotus feet of Sri Nityananda are as cool as millions of moons. The whole universe gets peace by the shade of those lotus feet. Without the mercy of Sri Nityananda, nobody can get Radha and Krishna, the aim of human life. Therefore, catch hold of the two lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu very tightly. Se sambandhana eja preta janma kelota. Se sambandhana eja preta janma kelota. Se pasho Nitaida polilo muke ki koribe tara vidyakule ki koribe one who has not established a relationship with Sri Nityananda is a two-legged animal, a great beast. We don't necessarily preach this to the public. They may not understand what it means. A little heavy, isn't it? Maybe we've not taken shelter either or established a relationship exactly. Maybe we have to some degree. But it has to be a loving relationship, a full relationship, not a conditional one. Two-legged animal, Parupash. And everyone's like that, really. We're living like animals in this world. Huh? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. We have no idea of the goal of life. And we think we're very great. Like Prabhupada said many times, we're like sophisticated animals. We have no higher or ideal in life in one sense than the animals. Simply survival. Live and enjoy your senses. That's not the point of human life. It's not meant for that. It's meant for love of God. And if we don't take shelter of Nityananda, it will be very difficult to actually realize that, to become free of this idea that I'm here to enjoy, that I'm the proprietor, I'm the enjoyer, I'm the center. Everything, seeing everything with ourselves in the center. Huh? Animal, human, they all do the same. Making arrangements for increasing our so-called pleasure, or we could say our entanglement in karma. Only Lord Nityananda is giving the hope, or the way, let's say, by His mercy, we can get free of this. We don't want to go to heaven or liberation. We want to go back to Godhead. He cannot be called, if we're like that, we cannot really be called a human being if we want material sense gratification. He never utters the name of Sri Nityananda. He's always immersed in enjoying material happiness and has forgotten Sri Nitai. He may have acquired all material scholarship and learning, but what is the value of such education? This will never help him. In fact, what's the use of it all? We simply die like a dog. There's a lot of karma. Ankare mata hoya Nitai padapasariya Ankare mata hoya Nitai padapasariya Asatyare satya kori They're so puffed up with their mundane education and scholarship. Isn't it? We get some scholarship or something, we're really proud and attached to it. Put the name and the letters after our name, proudly show off. They are never humble at all. They have forgotten the lotus feet of Sri Nitai because of their false ego and pride. That applies to anyone, not just the scholars, everyone. They're completely under the clutches of Maya. They accept the untruth as truth. They accept this material world as the truth. If Sri Nityananda showers his mercy upon someone, he will get Sri Radha and Krishna in Brajabhumi. So catch hold of the two lotus feet of Lord Nityananda very tightly. Nityaya charana satya tanahara sevaka nitya. Nitai para sadako Sri Nityananda are eternally true. Keep playing. And those followers or servants, those lotus feet of Sri Nityananda are also eternal. Always aspire for the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, I'm very distressed and an unhappy person. I'm drowning in this dreadful ocean of material existence. Oh, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, please make me very happy. Please keep me at your lotus feet. Keep going. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Bolo bolo bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Ram. Hey! Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Ram. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Ram. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Ram. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Ram. Nityanandam aham mande karnilambitamoktikam chaitanya graja rupena pavitrikrita bhutalam. I humbly bow down to and glorify Lord Sri Nityananda Prabhu, on whose beautiful left lotus ear one elegant pearl ornament is swinging, accepting the role as the elder brother of the Supreme Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Lord Nityananda Prabhu sanctified the whole world and purified all the living entities. Nityananda Ram Ki Jai! Beautiful form. And he's got his lovely earring on his ear there. Jai, she's getting excited. Can't wait for the feast, huh? Well, we've got 2 minutes left. This is the introduction, by the way. We haven't started yet. I don't know what we're going to do. Mage masi site pakshi trayodasam tito sada uposanam pujanam cha Sri Nityananda vasare yatatsa kurate kamam tatadeva labe naraha. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. This will make sure you don't leave for the prasadam. One who fasts without deviation. Okay, you got it? One who fasts, that means you don't eat. And offers worship on the appearance day of Sri Nityananda, which is the 13th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Magh, will receive whatever wish one may desire. So be careful what you wish. We hope it's a good one, something spiritual. You start, oh my God, what's going on out there? That's why Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, one of his, he wrote 100 verses, names of Lord Nityananda, different names of Lord Nityananda. Nityananda valite hoy Krishna premodai olaya sakala angra ashru gangavai. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Simply by talking of Nityananda Prabhu, one awakens his love for Krishna. This is another way. Follow the instructions coming down from him. Take shout of his lotus feet, glorify him, and hear about him. Talk about him. Thus all his bodily limbs are agitated by ecstasy, and tears flow from his eyes like the waters of the Ganges. Hare Krishna. Well, it's time for prasadam. Thank you for coming. Okay. Shall I carry on or not?
Yes.
Can? Okay. I've got permission from somebody over there. If anyone asks me, you're to blame, okay? You can sit, Bipin, you can sit down comfortably now. Thank you, Prabhu. You're a very good button presser. Whenever I need a button press, I'll give you a ring, okay? Come. Well, there we are. Not very clear, I know, but it's probably clear enough. Who knows where this is? By talking about Lord Nityananda, let's talk about him a little bit, okay? Someone say Navadweep? It's a good suggestion, isn't it? Any other suggestions? Ekachakra. I think that's probably more accurate. This is a photograph of Ekachakra. Ekachakra is where? What is Ekachakra? The birthplace, the place where Lord Nityananda appeared in this world. Can you believe it? Just around about over 500 years, of course, something a little over 500 years ago, Lord Nityananda, who is none other than Lord Balaram, in his most magnanimous form. As Krishna appears in this most magnanimous form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, rather than Krishna, but Krishna also, and Balaram has appeared as Nityananda. Nityananda is original. It's not like he's kind of like, something that just sort of appeared at the end of the line. He's eternal. He just appears to us at a certain point of time, you could say, or in this world. But he's eternal. It's not that, Lord Balaram is eternal, and sometimes he appears as Nityananda. No, Nityananda is Balaram. He's eternal. That pastime is also eternal in Goloka Vrindavan. Yes, there's Navadvip is there in Goloka Vrindavan also. Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan is going on simultaneously. So Nityananda is eternal, and his abode is eternal. And he is the expansion. Krishna expands, all the Devis come from Radharani, the inner Gopis, the inner Shaktis, and all the consorts of, Narayan and Vishnu and everyone else. They all come from Radharani. But all the other expansions, like the Purusha avatars, the Chaturvyuha expansions, they all come from Balaram or Nityananda. Nityananda is the source of all these expansions. The Shir Dakshai Vishnu in this universe, Garbhodak, they're all from him. Even Jiva Tattva, the Tattva Shakti, comes from Balaram. There are two kinds, but it comes from Lord Balaram. Our origins are in Lord Balaram. He comes from Lord Krishna, so ultimately everything's from Krishna, but through this medium. So he appeared there, and yes, as we've just heard, it's okay, you can leave the lights off, we'll survive. It's not that dark, is it? On this 13th day of this month of Magh, auspicious day, he appeared. The exact date is a little absolutely unsure. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes that some of these dates are not completely confirmed, but the 13th day is confirmed of this month, which is today. But exact year, usually, and it's not exclusively either, usually it's understood he appeared 12 years before Mahaprabhu appeared. Usually. Which means 1474. Mahaprabhu appeared in 1486. Some biographers say a little later, 4 years later. Whatever it was, he appeared before Lord Chaitanya, and the Lord always sends his confidential associates, not all of them, many of them, before his appearance. And he appeared. This is just a little memorial, like a little temple. I'm going to have to put my foot down. It's getting too uncomfortable on my legs and limbs. There we go. Excuse the legs. So this is the marks the birthplace. So Sutika Mandir. There in Ekachakra. How many of you have been to Ekachakra? Quite a few. Wonderful, lucky souls who've been to that holy place. Now they have electricity, I understand. I understand there's a road there now. And I understand there's also some buildings made of bricks. I don't know. I've not been there since before that was the case. When I was there, none of these things were there. There was no ISKCON there at that time, that's why. Since ISKCON has come to Ekachakra, everything else has happened. Guest houses, I guess, roads. Maybe there's even mobile phones are there or something. I don't know, mobile reception. There was nothing when I went there. The only lights were these little insects that fly at night. They got some little light. And a few oil lamps. Nothing else. As soon as the sun went down, that was it. Everyone gathered together in the temples. Several temples were there. Hundreds of people gathered and just sing for hours on end together. Just a few oil lamps here. Not a car to be seen for miles. Not even a motorbike. It's so peaceful, you can hear a pin drop. So peaceful. What to do? It's another world which we hardly experience. When Nityananda was there as a child, his father was Hadai Pandit. And he was a wonderful, he so much loved his son. Padmavati, his loving mother, they so much loved their son. Their only son, apparently. Their only son, he was like the apple of their eye. There was nothing else in their life but Nitai. They couldn't go a moment without seeing him. It's said that when he appeared, there was a local deity in that village of Lord Shiva. I can't remember the name, some of you may remember. But what's the name? Morishwar? Morishwar Shiva. This deity just roared so loudly that the whole universe shook. Lord Shiva's roar when Nitai appeared in the world. Everyone thought that the world was going to explode or something. That's what it said. I mean, we don't have that in our history books in England, so I don't know if it's true or not. But anyway. What happened there? I don't know. Suddenly the screen went off on my side. Oh, the plug came out. That's right. Maybe it'll come back on again. Let's hope so. Maybe that was Lord Shiva. It roared so loud that the electricity short-fused everything. Like a thunderclap, sometimes it short-fuses the electricity. There we are, and we move forward. So, during his childhood, one of his favorite pastimes was to play with all the other boys, as young boys normally do. But they wouldn't do ordinary play. They didn't go out and play cricket like all the Indian kids do now. Even in the villages, that's all they do, play cricket, isn't it? Maybe they've taken on soccer as well, but generally it's cricket. But they would just play dramas day and night. They would reenact all the pastimes of the various avatars. Nobody had taught them. Sometimes the elders would ask Nitai, Nitai, where did you learn these pastimes? We've never taught you this. And he would reply, these are my pastimes. These are my pastimes. Huh? They're not something you learn. They're his eternal pastimes. He's just acting them in the form of Nitai. He especially loved to play Lakshman because he is none other than Lakshman in Ram Leela. That was one of his favorite dramas. He loved that drama with the kids. Oh, hundreds and thousands of dramas they played. His father wouldn't let him out of his sight more or less for a moment. He couldn't. His complexion was like pure milk. His body was soft as cream, silky, and everything about him was just absolutely delectable. It was irresistible. Irresistible. His father he couldn't bear a moment practically without his son's presence. But one day, like a thundercloud, a thunderclap hit the head of Hadai Pandit. One sannyasi came to Ekachakra. Hadai Pandit, being a pious Brahmin, served his sannyasi very nicely. But as the sannyasi was about to leave, he said to Hadai Pandit, please, I have one request of you. Can you give me something in charity? Of course I can. Ask whatever you can, I will give it to you. Whatever you want. He said, I want your son. He never expected that. The sannyasi said, I am traveling all over the country and it's difficult. I have no assistance to carry my water pot, sometimes cooking and so on. Please, can you give me your son? I will look after him just like my own son. I will show him all the holy places of India and he will be very happy. For Hadai Pandit, as we all know from Ram Leela, what was the result of Lord Ramchandra's going into exile, or when he was asked by Vishwamitra, or Lord Ram, and Lakshman of course at the time as well, he asked for them to come and help him. It was a devastation. Dasharatha couldn't bear it. Eventually he gave up his life when he took exile. And similarly, this time he had no choice. He promised the sannyasi, whatever you ask. So be careful when you say anything to somebody. Dear Prabhu, please ask, what can I do to serve you? Be careful if you ask that to a sannyasi. They're dangerous people, these sannyasis. Be very careful. They can take everything off of you if you're not careful. Be very, very careful. If you give something, you better not say, Maharaj, please tell me, how can I serve you? Because they know that if they tell you what they want, you're not going to do it. So they kind of like ask you what do you want to do, and then they tell you to do what you want to do. It comes down to that almost every time anyway. Maharaj can, yes, okay, I want you to go to Greenland and open a temple in Greenland. Oh, maybe next lifetime. Please tell me something now, Maharaj. Okay, I want you to increase your rounds to 64. Something else, Maharaj. Okay, well, can you wash the pots? Oh no, I've got problems with that one. Can you do something else? Can you go on Sankirtan, distribute? No, I can't do that. No. I might see my boss on the street. I can't do that. Can you give me something else? And then you just say, well, tell me what you want to do. Well, actually, Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, sorry about that, Guru Maharaj, actually, I don't want to do anything, really. I just want to stay at home and read. Okay, stay at home and read. And you walk out the door and you say to whoever in the temple, my Guru Maharaj just ordered me to stay home and read and not do any service in the temple. This is what goes on. Literally. Just somehow or another you're trying to get your Guru Maharaj to satisfy all of your want lists. He's there to remove your want list, at least those ones, and give you Krishna's want list. What does Krishna want? That's all that really matters, isn't it? Everything else is in between here and there. No doubt it has its part to play, but ultimately, that's all it's about. We just want the will of Lord Nityananda. So that sannyasi came. No absolute knowledge is there. Some say it was Lakshmipati Tirtha, some say it wasn't. But he came, and Nityananda went for 20 years. He was away. He went to Pandharpur, wandering here and there. Whoever sees the youthful Nityananda, whose beauty attracts the whole world, feels his eyes coolly refreshed. Wherever Lord Nityananda went, people came rushing to see him with agitated hearts, majestically walking like the best of elephants. Nityananda distributed the Lord's mercy to everyone just as he traveled in Dwapara Yuga in the form of Baladev. Now he traveled in the same way to all the holy tirthas, purifying the tirthas and blessing everyone on the way and at the tirtha. Eventually he came to Pandharpur. How many of you have been to Pandharpur? Well, quite a few of you. Amazing place. Near there is the birthplace of our Lokanath Swami. And he developing this beautiful temple there. Fantastic temple on the river Bhima. Chandrabhaga, the place of Vital. Vital, form of Krishna, Vital. Pandarangam, Pandarangam, Pand. You should go there here. This is amazing. Standing there on the stone. And an amazing place. And there he stayed in the house of one of the disciples of Lakshmipati Tirtha. Godbrother Madhavendra Puri. Rangapuri his name was. He met him, and he was a great devotee of the Lord. Nityananda was ecstatic to hear that he was a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha and a godbrother of Madhavendra Puri, so he stayed there. And it so happened, whilst Nityananda was there, Lakshmipati Tirtha also appeared in Pandharpur. And he, of course, he went to see his disciple. And when he arrived, he said, there's something different about your house this time. Is there somebody in the house? Somebody's come? Something very special atmosphere. Nityananda was hiding. He didn't reveal himself. That night, Lakshmipati Tirtha went to sleep. He didn't actually. He stayed up all night worshipping. He was a great devotee of Balaram. Lakshmipati Tirtha was a devotee of Baladev. All night he was worshipping Baladev, and suddenly he fell asleep. And he had a quick dream. Baladev came before him, holding the plough, and he said, my dear devotee, tomorrow you will meet an illustrious young renunciate, and I want you to initiate him. And here is the mantra which you're to give him. And Baladev whispered the mantra into Lakshmipati's ear in his dream, and he woke up. Wow, what was that? Just a moment passed by. And sure enough, the next morning, when he went to Lakshmipati Tirtha's house, it so happened Nityananda revealed himself. And when Lakshmipati Tirtha saw him, he said, who is this? He was struck by the beauty of Nityananda. He completely fulfilled the description given by Baladev. Nityananda didn't give him time to speak. He fell at his feet and said, please initiate me. I'm not initiated. Please give me initiation. This was obviously confirmation. And there and then, Lakshmipati Tirtha initiated Lord Nityananda with the mantra, which actually he whispered into his ear. It's a beautiful picture or painting, we could say. Lakshmipati Tirtha whispering the mantra into the ear of Lord Nityananda. Then Lord Nityananda left Pandharpur, but whilst he was there, you see Lord Chaitanya's brother, what was his name? Vishvarup. Vishvarup had also left home and gone on pilgrimage, and he ended up in Pandharpur also many years before, and Vishvarup left his body in Pandharpur. So whilst Nityananda was there, Vishvarup, who'd been waiting for Nityananda, merged into the body of Nityananda. So literally, Lord Nityananda is the actual brother of Lord Chaitanya. Combined, Vishvarup, expansion, we could say, merged back into his origin. He merged back in. Vishvarup was also an expansion of Lord Balaram. He merged back in to his form of Nityananda. And then Nityananda left that place, and Lakshmipati Tirtha stayed. That night he had another dream, and in his dream Balaram appeared again. And in his dream he transformed himself into Nityananda, saying, I am that same person. Lakshmipati Tirtha was overwhelmed, fell to the ground, swooning in ecstasy, crying and crying and crying. How fortunate, yet he didn't recognize at the time, but how fortunate he was, and shortly after that he left his body. Nityananda went on another direction, pilgrimage, but then he left his body. Shortly after that, Nityananda met Madhavendra Puri. And we haven't got time to even think about telling that story. It's so wonderful, such a wonderful interaction between the two. It was just like love of God just exploding, positive and negative, whatever it is that they make from an atom bomb to explode. It was just like they just swooned in ecstasy just upon seeing each other. And for hours and hours they would just go into samadhi, or whatever you call it, faint, and then they'd embrace the love of God, and it was just went on and on. Everyone was astonished to see this meeting of Madhavendra Puri and Lord Nityananda. But eventually Nityananda went his way towards Vrindavan. Madhavendra Puri went in a different direction. Nityananda then resided for many years in Vrindavan Dham, and he was waiting. There he was performing many pastimes on the banks of Jamuna with young boys of Vrindavan, coward boy pastimes he was performing or enjoying there. And he was waiting for a special moment. You see, when Lord Chaitanya appeared in this world, it's also said that was just before Lord Nityananda left home. Lord Chaitanya appeared in Navadvip, which is about 100 kilometers or more from Ekachak. So Lord Nityananda had not met Lord Chaitanya at this point of time. Up to the time he was in Vrindavan, they'd never met. Because Lord Nityananda left home, more or less at the time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And it's said that when Lord Chaitanya appeared, Lord Nityananda roared so loudly that it could be heard in Navadvip. That his Lord Krishna, his brother, his younger brother or whatever, has appeared at last. He roared so loudly that Advaitacharya could hear it. He said, now I know that Nitai has appeared. Everything will be okay. So two things happened. Chaitanya appeared and the roar of Nityananda confirming. And so anyway, Nityananda, what transcendental as he is, could understand Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not begin his Sankirtan mission really, externally speaking, until he was about 20 years into his pastimes, when he took initiation from Ishwara Puri. At that moment he took initiation, then his whole modus operandi, his whole program changed. He became like a maddened devotee, just chanting and dancing all the time. Before he was a scholar, he was almost teasing the devotees. Yeah? Putting them into embarrassing situations, all part of his Leela. And Nityananda, he understood that Lord Chaitanya is now Ready. He's now ready. Now is my time to return to Navadvip or Mayapur. So he returned to Navadvip. But he was hiding. He was hiding in the house of Nityananda Trayodasi. And nobody knew he was there. And but Lord Chaitanya did. Lord Chaitanya had told the devotees, last night I had a dream when an unfortunate person came to my home in a chariot. And he was looking everywhere. Is this the house of Nimai? Where's the house of Nimai? Where's the house of Nimai? I want that person. I want you to go and find that person. But nobody could find him. Lord Chaitanya then went personally to that house. And all the devotees went there. And then there was the wonderful meeting of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. And this is really where the Sankirtan movement really began. When they embraced each other. And from then on, that was it. There was no stopping. Lord Chaitanya. Are you okay? It's a little difficult to get in for darshan. Good, good. Nityananda Gaura Shadvadoni Darashan Iharasravani Hai Bandavi Mochan. Anyone who hears about the meeting between Nityananda and Gaurchandra is freed from more material bondage. So you better read it. If you want to get freed, if you don't want to get freed from material bondage, maybe you shouldn't read it. But anyway, worth reading. We haven't got time to go in. I can't remember all the interactive details, but there are so many. Shri Gaurahari said, "All glorious to you, O son of Rohini, I am controlled by you. If anyone even once chants the name Nityananda, they will become purified, and I will immediately accept that person as my own." Chaitanya Mangala, Lochandas Thakur. Nicely described there. What a beautiful picture. I think it's not so clear up there. On my computer it's so crisp. Nityananda then stayed in Mayapur. He was like the second son of Mother Sachi. Of course, she was in ecstasy to get, well, like getting her own son back again. It was just like that. She would treat him just like Vishnu. And they were literally brothers, spreading the holy name, enjoying pastimes together. But Nityananda had his unique nature. He was known as Avadut. Many people would call him Avadut. Avadut means there's no rules and regulations. I mean, many of the devotees would like to be addressed as Avadut. They're not actually qualified. Avadut is not just a lazy guy who doesn't want to follow the rules and regulations. He's totally transcendental to the rules and regulations. He's fixed in absolute love of Godhead. There's no need to follow rules and regulations. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but he's totally not at all obligated. So Nityananda also was very eccentric in his behavior, and Lord Chaitanya would sometimes have to correct him. Sometimes Lord Nityananda would put his underwear on his head, wrap it around his head, or dance around with nothing on, you know. What is this? The 10 directions are my clothes. I don't have any clothes. But no, we're in public, Nityananda. You can't do this. Come on. Nowadays, you cannot do that. In those days, people were a little bit more human. Anyway, Nityananda was above it all. He didn't care for social, considerations or what people thought particularly. He was so absorbed. And sometimes he would play with crocodiles. That was one of his favorite sports in the River Ganga. He would try to find out where the crocodiles were and go and have a bit of fun with the crocodiles. Sometimes he'd ride a crocodile or, pull their tail or various things like that. Whatever, give him a pat on the nose. Yeah. They had no choice. He's the super soul in their hearts, isn't he? Shirdam Shai Vishnu. What can they do? They're guided by him. They have to play their part also. They're like toys. Sometimes kids, they like to have a toy crocodile in their swimming pool, right? You got a little pond in the garden. The babies are in there. They got a toy crocodile in there, throwing it around. You can't do that with a real one, but Nityananda could. Shunu Shunu Nityananda Shunu Haridas Savatra Amara Agyat Gauraho Prakash Pati Gare Gare Gya Koro Diksha Bolo Krishna Bhakta Krishna Koro Krishna Shiksha Ihabaya Nabaliva Bulyabhya Bola Iba Dina Avasanayasi Amare Kohiba. So Chaitanya Bhagavat. Listen, Nityananda, listen, Haridas. Make my command known everywhere. Go from house to house and beg from all the residents. Please chant Krishna's name. Hare Krishna. Worship worship Krishna and teach others to follow Krishna's instructions. Do not speak or cause anyone to speak anything other than this. I'm sure that's all you do. You just chant Krishna's name, worship him, and tell everyone to do the same thing. Huh? Don't do anything else. We've already sung this song. This is the song that goes with the next pastime. You can probably guess what the next pastime is. We sang that before we started. Boom! There it is. Anyone seen this pastime before? We have no time, otherwise we could do even with the shortened version, which is only, we're nowhere near the end. It's only a shortened version, but this is also going to end shortly, unfortunately. This is the famous pastime of Jagai Madai. Where's Madai? Who's got a Madai? Yes, the one at the back there has got a Madai. Madai means we're always looking Google. We're also on Google. Google is go ogle. Did you know that? They created this word Google out of two words, go ogle. You know what ogle means? What is ogle?
Look at.
Huh?
Look at.
Looking at, unless you're kind of ogling, it means with the wrong intent you're looking at something. Especially the women, if you're in a man's body, you're ogling. So that's what it is. It's go ogle. Come over. Come on, go ogle. Come with me. That's ogle. Going into death trap. Yahoo. If it comes up, my Yahoo, isn't it? My Yahoo. Maya who? My Yahoo. Maya who? Maya's trap. These are all, it's not by chance that they have these names. Many things are like that. Many things. Anyway, they didn't have them. But here we have Jagai Madai, number 2, the two most the greatest villains of Navadvip, tormenting everyone. Nityananda tried to give them mercy. Madai didn't appreciate it. He bashed him on the head with a clay pot. Smack, blood came. Chaitanya Maharaj flew to the spot with his chakra ready to slice off the head of Madai. Nityananda's holding him back. Please be merciful. Please be merciful. If we kill these two, we have to kill everyone. Only Nityananda can give mercy to such fallen souls. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot tolerate such behavior when anyone offends his dear devotee, but Nityananda is so merciful. And then they repented and they became great devotees. Lord Chaitanya forgave them because they took shelter. It's too much to tell. Jai 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 Padmavatir Nandanam Jai Nityananda Sarva Vaishnavaradan. All glories to the son of Padmavati. All glories to Nityananda, the wealth of all Vaishnavas. Jai Jai Akroda Paramananda Rai Sharanagata Dosha Shamite Yuyai. Chant and dance and be blissful and happy. But after the Sankirtan was just going all over now, but with Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya and the Panchatattva dancing, all millions of people were coming. So many pastimes, no time. Eventually Lord Chaitanya decided that time was to plunge everyone. As Lord Nityananda plunged everyone in Ekachakra to Vipalam, the highest experience that one can have of intensive love of God. Lord Chaitanya did the same in Mayapur. He took sannyas. And then there's the pastime in the house of Advaitacharya. No time to tell it. Arti is about to begin. 2-3 minutes time. Unless you put the clock. Can somebody go and fiddle the clock without the Bajara's notice? Put it back 10 minutes, okay? We can at least run through the slides. We can't talk much. And that's an amazing pastime. I mean, it's just out of this world. How Lord Nityananda brought Lord Chaitanya to Shantipur. What happened when they arrived in Shantipur, you'd have to read it. It's just incredible. It's just, you can't help but laugh and feel so close to Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. Then Lord Chaitanya left on the request of his mother. He left Shantipur and went to Puri. But on the way they came to Dandabanga. This is the river, what's it called, that river? I forgot. But that spot is called Dandabanga. And at that place, Lord Chaitanya, he went off to take darshan or do some madhukari or something at that point. In the meantime, Nityananda grabbed his sannyas staff, because he'd taken sannyas, of course. He grabbed the staff and snapped it into 3. Tick, tick, tick. What is this? So there's various reasons he did that. I mean, we haven't got time to get into it. But generally, the Vaishnava sannyasi has 4 rods. 3 of them represent body, mind, and words. So he had an Eka sannyas. He took sannyas from so-called follower of Shankaracharya's line. So they have one rod only, it's all one. But for a Vaishnava, it's three. They worship the Lord. The fourth one represents the Lord, or surrender to the Lord with one's body, mind, and words, like that. So he broke it into three. Also, other represent. Why should my Lord carry this danda, which is the holding? All the demigods reside in this danda. It's understood. It's like the abode of all the demigods. Why should he, my Lord, the Lord of all everything, carry the demigods like this? So in various ways, he broke that danda to break all attachment to every other form of karma, jnana, yoga, everything. Bang. Break those attachments. Show that it's beyond. Lord Chaitanya, of course, is beyond. Lord Chaitanya wasn't very pleased, anyway, that's another story. And then another time when they were going to Puri, maybe this slide was supposed to come in later. I thought I moved it, it's not. It's premature. This is Lord Nityananda kicking Shivananda Sain in the gut. Boom. Because Shivananda Sain had not made proper arrangements for his accommodation. Shivananda Sain was held behind you organising some tax problems and nothing proper arranged, so Nityananda angrily booted him, gave him a good boot. Shivananda Sain in return, and he also said, Nityananda said, may all your sons die as a result of your offence to me, of not giving me proper accommodation. This is a transcendental pastime, don't get it wrong. Today, Shivananda said, you have accepted me as your servant and properly punished me for my offence. My dear Lord, your chastising me is your causeless mercy. Who within the three worlds can understand your real character? Today, my birth, my family, and my activities have all become successful. Today, I have achieved the fulfillment of religious principles, economic development, satisfaction of the senses, and ultimately devotional service to Lord Krishna. You might learn something from that or not. A bit heady, isn't it? Imagine if you were cursed like that. And this is his response. Off to Puri to go, and Hari Hari Bo. It's all over. But in Puri, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after some time, the two brothers, but one day they were together at Rath Yatra, and so many things were going on there, but many years. And then, in this way, the two brothers, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nitai, lived at Nalachal. One day, Gaurasundar, the Supreme Lord. Oh, it popped out again. I think that's the Pujari who did it this time. Or maybe the temple president. This is a very long lead. Someone popped it out. I'll read it on, it's just words. The Lord said, listen, O magnanimous Nityananda, go quickly to Navadvip. I have personally promised to inundate the fools, the fallen, and the poor in the happiness of ecstatic love. If you also remain silent like a Muni and renounce your magnanimous nature, then tell me who will deliver the fools and the wretched souls who have fallen into material life. Just tell me to shut up, or I can carry on for a little longer, whatever you want. It will take, I think, 5 to 10 minutes, we'll finish. I'm running through it real quick. But you can see here is really the seed of our Sankirtan movement. This is really the seed. And we'll see the plant growing quickly. But Lord Chaitanya is planting this seed. Deliver the wretched, fallen, conditioned souls. Leave me here in Puri. You go away, don't come back. You stay there and preach. That's how you get my blessings. That's my will. You are the distributor of the mellows of devotional service. If you hide them, then what is the use of your incarnation in this world? Nityananda yagya dila yahavodadeshe anargali prema bhakti kariha prakashe. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu, go to Bengal and without restriction manifest devotional service to the Lord, Krishna consciousness. Who can describe the good fortune of the people of the world? Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda, the oceans of transcendental qualities, have descended to this world. False ego makes people devoid of attachment to Sri Krishna. Knowing this, worship Lord Nityananda. May the holy names of these lords, whose mercy delivered all the fallen souls, be the garland on your neck. Amazing, huh? And so Nityananda did, along with his Gopals, who were his associates in Gaur Leela. And they went to Shandipur, and there he gave his mercy to Raghunath Das, and enabled him by his mercy to be able to leave his family life and join Chaitanya. But the secret of this whole pastime, very important secret, as Nityananda took initiation from Lakshmipati Tirtha, he said to Raghunath that you are a thief, which really means you're trying to steal Lord Chaitanya, but he is my property. You cannot go to Lord Chaitanya unless you get my blessing, unless you go through me. We have to go through the spiritual master. There is no other way, full stop, to attain love of God. We cannot jump over. Many people think they can just by following the rules, but it doesn't work like that. It entirely depends upon Krishna's mercy. This is his instruction. And that mercy comes through the parampara. And Lord Chaitanya even appeared there when Raghunath arranged the feast. Nityananda's called Chaitanya there, and they had an amazing feast which Raghunath arranged. Nityananda vaduta sabate agal, Chaitanya dasya preme haela pagal. Sri Nityananda, the wandering mendicant, is the foremost of all the associates of Lord Chaitanya. He is the gateway through which all service must pass. Unless he's pleased, our service will not be accepted. Even in the spiritual realm, in every single rasa with Krishna, Lord Nityananda is present. In Madhurya Rasa, he is the sister of Radharani, Ananga Manjari. And without Nityananda's mercy, Radharani will not accept anyone into that inner circle. In every rasa it's like that. He is there in that rasa. He is the gateway for anyone. In this world of liberation, that's another thing. That's easy to get. Go to heaven or liberation. But to enter into the eternal rasa with Krishna, only by Nityananda's mercy is it possible. He became mad in the ecstasy of service to Lord Chaitanya. Yatta sabada sushora dakiya aniya dharmapati savare layo tumigiya. You should gather all the rogues and dacoits together and induce them to lead religious lives. That was one of his instructions. Gather all the dacoits, all the rogues together and bring them to Krishna consciousness. And I'd love to do this drama. We've done it many times. We don't have any time even to hardly tell it. But one day when Lord Nityananda was dancing and chanting in ecstasy, there was one big dacoit who was he looked at Nityananda, the avadut, who had jewels all over him. He was covered in valuable ornaments. The dacoit thought, this is a good kill. This is a good pick. So he plotted with his band of dacoits how to rob Nityananda of his jewels. But he didn't realize what the real jewel was. He thought it was a bunch of diamonds and gold and this and that. So he plotted, and they went to the house. He was staying at a distance outside the village, Nityananda, with his associates. When they got there, they saw, oh my goodness, in the middle of the night there was like a big party going on. Huge party. Hundreds of devotees were there. They thought, oh my goodness, we can't do anything right now. And it went on and on and on. So they went back again. This time, they said, no, at that time they said, let's wait. It's certainly, very soon they'll all leave. They said, we're going to have to take some rest. It's just going on and on. One of them was supposed to stay awake, but they all fell asleep. And when they woke up, it was morning time. The sun was up. They had to leave. They went away. They came back. We didn't worship properly with Durga Devi, Bhadrakali. We didn't worship her properly. We have to worship her properly, so they worship very carefully. They worshipful deity. They came back a few days later. This time, they saw that it was like these huge guards parading up and down outside the house. Huge people. They thought maybe a king has come. This is our ill fortune. Let's go. They came back again. The next time they came back, suddenly the clouds, this night, it was a dark night, and suddenly everything became so dark, and a storm blew in. The rain was coming down like columns, beating them like anything. They were struggling. No one could see where they were going. It was jet black. Some of them were falling into pits of leeches and scorpions and snakes, being bitten fiercely. Others fell into thorn bushes, being ripped to pieces. Others fell into like mud pools and were sinking into the mud. They were all lost in the dark. They were screaming for help for their lives. They didn't know what to do. They were helpless. They'd all lost each other. Suddenly the leader thought, this Avadut is none other. He must be none other than the Lord himself. Oh my God. What hope have we got? We're helpless. Please, Lord, save us, save us, save us. I surrender. We don't have to go through such an experience before we surrender. Maybe we do, I don't know. One way or another. And when he actually did, in his heart of hearts, repent what he did and surrendered, Lord Nityananda immediately withdrew the whole scene, and they slowly and very sheepishly made their way to the house, and eventually they came in, surrendered to Lord Nityananda. The distress of one who commits offense, well, this is what the head leader said, the distress of one who commits offenses at your lotus feet is destroyed simply by remembering you. You forgive all offenses of the living entities, and you bestow mercy on the fallen souls. I have killed Brahmins and cows, O Lord. There is no greater offender than me. If the most sinful person takes shelter of you, he is free from all material bondage. O Lord, you protect the living entities from the time of their birth and also the time of their death. Oh Lord, please protect me from this calamity today. If I survive, I'll remember this lesson. Birth after birth, you are my Lord, and I am your servant. Whether I live or die, I have no other desire. See for yourself how Nityananda Prabhu has blessed the people of this universe with the treasure of devotional service. Chaitanya Radha Bhakti Nityananda Rai Chaitanya Yasha Vaise Janaraji Vai. Lord Nityananda is the foremost devotee of Lord Chaitanya, for the glories of Lord Chaitanya always reside on his tongue. Day and night, Lord Nityananda chants the glories of Lord Chaitanya. When one worships Nityananda, he certainly attains devotion for Lord Chaitanya. All glories to Lord Nityananda, who is the first manifestation of Lord Chaitanya. The glories of Chaitanya become manifest by his mercy. One becomes attached to Nityananda by the mercy of Chaitanya, and one who knows Nityananda never faces any adversities. Those who wish to cross the ocean of material existence and drown in the ocean of devotional service must worship Lord Nityananda. All glorious Nityananda, maddened by ecstatic love, he overwhelmed the actual universe with ecstasy. He slapped his hands together like a warrior who was about to attack. And upon seeing this, the wicked Kali fled in terror, fearing for his life. All souls were drowned in happiness because of the dancing of Sri Nityananda and Sri Gauranga. Seeing such dancing or even hearing about it melts the hearts of great atheists. Jai Nitai, Jai Guru Hari. Bhaja Bhaja Vaina Prabhu Nityananda Janara Pasadi Pai Prabhu Gaurachandra. Oh brothers, just worship Nityananda Prabhu, by whose mercy one can attain Lord Gaurachandra. Yeshunai Nityananda Prabhu Rakhyanta Hare Milipa Gaurachandra Bhagavan. One who hears the topics of Nityananda Prabhu will attain the lotus feet of Lord Gaurachandra. Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai! Nityananda Trayodasi ki jai! Nitai Gauranga Jaya! Nitai Gauranga Jaya!